Welcome back to Liberty Tree Gaming. We are in the wilderness outside Gutenberg. I was setting up for this episode and was traveling to save some time and came across this random encounter and it looked interesting, so I thought we would do this together. But first, in the last episode, we worked on the German treasure quest and finally finished that, and also finished the one where we had to get the lucky items and forge an axe for parlor so we could put it in the church. And yeah, so that took a while. And in between episodes I cleaned up my inventory a little bit, went sold some stuff, and I have changed up the gear just a little bit. Mostly I was tired of the look and wanted to go with something new. So I have swapped out some of the stuff and actually taken off the hat. Obviously, I'm going to keep it. I'll probably use it occasionally, but going for a new look right now. But I took off the Knights of the Cross hood and the Knights of the Red Star Waffenrock, so that we can let our armor shine. So we've got also picked up or I already had this Milanese cuirass. I got it somewhere in a battle or something. But I threw that on and got rid of the Miser cuirass. It was a little better, the Milanese is. And I got the headpiece again, the helmet. So also threw on the shield that we picked up in one of the recent episodes, this Hololevi, however you say that. Went by the painter, painted it up so it would keep his memory and the skull on the back. I like that a little bit. I think it looks pretty good. The only thing I don't like about this Milanese cuirass is that it makes Henry look pretty fat. But, you know, you gotta have room to breathe inside these things. So yeah, that's what we're rocking right now. And if we look at the photo mode here, see, it looks pretty good. It looks like a shining knight. So I think it works. Just wish he didn't look so fat in it. But this is what we're gonna rock for a minute. So yeah, and this episode we're gonna try to go to the main quest via Argentum. And I was thinking Hans has been captured since, like, I don't know, middle of the series somewhere. It might be time to go rescue him. So let's work on that a little bit. And on the way, we may come across Matthew and see if we can work on this collector quest. And there have been new quests popping up. If we look at the map, you can see, like, gosh, this thing is touchy with a controller. We have a new quest there. Don't even know what this place is. It's like a little castle or something, or a little farm, chapel, something. And we have quest pop up here. We have quest pop up over here outside Miskowitz. And yeah, so we got quests popping up left and right as we knocked off a bunch, but now we got new ones. There's one up in Grund as well. So we got a lot to do, but I think it's time to rescue Hans. But not yet. We have to talk to this miller who was on our path. So let's see what he has to say. Bolek, we've met before, I believe.
Greetings, Miller.
Good. Wait, is that you? Henry, is it really you?
We got the
It's me,
Holy Grail
Bolek.
thing from him.
Remember?
Of course I do. Bolek, chasing the Holy Grail. How could I forget? But I see you've traded adventure for honest work.
Oh, no. This is just a disguise. Part of my plan, you know?
Oh, right. I get it. So, tell me then. Find any more leads?
I took your advice and looked for a map that would fit the rhyme, but it's harder than I thought, and bad luck clings to me like flies to a pig.
How so?
Did you know that millers sometimes find themselves in possession of, let's say, hot goods?
You don't
I
say.
have heard that said.
I once won a treasure map from one. So I figured if they have maps like that, maybe they'll have one that'll take me to the Grail. Anyway, I got myself this great disguise and went to the mill to join their guild. And that's where it all went to
Okay. So you don't have a map?
I see. So the miller's tricked you, and you have no map?
No, I don't.
I thought as much. Well, what are you going to do now, then?
Well, I was thinking, if that parchment was given to me by a monk, perhaps the monks know where I might find the map and the rest of the rhyme.
That might not be a bad idea.
I've been sniffing around in Kuttenberg, but no luck. They're like the millers, the lot of them. They learn to read and then look down their noses at the likes of me.
Ugh, I'm with you on that. I was holed up in a monastery for a bit, and it was hell. Always getting flat for something or other. Thou shalt not this, thou shalt that. Stay out of this place, go here, go there. Dreadful.
Hang on. You've been in a monastery?
That's what I'm
yeah.
telling you. And it was ghastly.
That's a great idea, Henry.
What is?
I mean, if I could just sneak into the monastery, I might be able to find something out. You've got to help me. How can I get in? Do I need one of their kutuks? Or whatever they call them rags? I'll find one. I'm a master of disguise.
You have to dress up as a woman. No. Oh, that's so tempting. Say you're coming from another parish or go in as a novice. You go in as a novice.
That's not as easy as it sounds. The only way to get in is to enter as a novice. At least that's how I did it. I had a writ. I could read and write, and when I cast away all my, as they say, worldly goods, I was accepted.
I see. But if you join the order, shouldn't you still be there? Isn't it for life or something?
It is for life, but there can be exceptions. I had a mission in the monastery for a while, but now I'm on a mission outside. You know how it is.
Life sure is complicated. I'll have a go at being a novice, and maybe it'll take me a little closer. Thanks for your sound advice, my friend.
Good luck.
See you soon, my friend.
Oh, yeah, good luck. You're not going to enjoy that too much. You're looking for treasure. You're not going to find worldly treasure there. You will find a lot of spiritual treasure, if you will. All right, let's read the journal so we remember what we're doing. It's been so long since we started this quest, and we actually wandered into it, so we weren't exactly ready for it. So, via Argentum, who better to help free Capon than the former owner of the fortress where Capon is being held prisoner, but maybe he'll want something in return. I learned from Liechtenstein that my best option is to rescue Lord Capon is to contact Runzelin Rutard, a wealthy nobleman and mine owner. Because of his loyalty to Wenceslas, he fell from grace and lost a number of holdings, including the Malyshaw fortress, which Sigismund then gave to von Berghoff. If anyone knows how to get into the fortress undetected, it's him. I went to visit him in his Kuttenberg residence, Rutard Palace. In the palace courtyard, I witnessed an argument between Kunzlin Rutard and Ulrich Vavak von Neuhaus, the pro-Sigismund royal mentor. He insisted that Rutard hand over his mining rights. He basically blackmailed him. Rutard's daughter, Rosa, didn't like that and interrupted the argument with a very accurate crossbow shot. The fight broke out. I stood by Rutard's side and drove the attackers off. After the fight, Rutard listened to my plea, but because of his difficult situation with Vavak, he was reluctant to help me rescue Lord Capon, just like that. He demanded something in return, as expected. The word around Kuttenberg is Mintmaster Vavak is getting much richer than his rather comfortable office would warrant. Apparently, he even steals royal silver, which is a capital offense. There is no evidence, though. If Rutard had such evidence, it would solve his problems with Vavak once and for all. So he instructed me to get him the evidence. My investigation in the Horshan royal mines is to be aided by Christian of Pisek, brother of the former Mintmaster and Lord of Sukdal, Peter. Christian is Vavak's direct subordinate, steward of the royal mint in the Italian court. Since he wanted the mint master office for himself and Vavak beat him to it due to his connection with Sigismund, he should have a personal interest in a successful investigation. I must go and see him and prove my allegiance using Ruthar's password via Argentum, which is the Silver Road, or the Path of Silver. Okay, from here, just south a bit and to the east.
God!
I didn't look to see if there was a road I could actually take to get there, but we'll just cut through. And there's a path. Goes the way I want to go. This way.
Go!
Is this Grund? Like north of Grund? Yeah. Not north. West of Grund.
Whoa!
I was wondering if you'd lend me your bullet when it's time to save.
Heard somebody arguing inside there.
I'm always glad to see polite people like you. God be with you. God be with you.
Greetings.
How's the watch going?
God be with you.
You're a Christian of Pisek?
Found him. That was easy.
What do you need?
Kunzlin Ruthard sent me. About via Argentum.
I see. But I'm afraid I don't have good news for Sir Kunzling. I haven't made much progress regarding the matter we discussed. I just don't have the time to investigate. I'm always needed somewhere, and there's always someone following me around.
Wow, the screen is shaking right there. It's really distracting.
That's why I'm here. I'll help you with your investigation.
Excellent. You'd be pulling a thorn from my side. What's your name?
Henry.
All right. Listen up, Henry. Nobody can know I'm looking into it. It's a very dangerous game, but hopefully I don't need to tell you that.
Lord Ruthard mentioned something of the sort.
Excellent. Excellent. You don't happen to come from a family of miners or smelters, do you?
My real father oversaw the mines. I know about mining from Skalitz. I mean,
I'm
yeah.
from Skalitz, so I know a little bit about mining.
My word. You didn't work in the mines, did you?
I visited the mine once, but not to dig.
So I expect you don't know much. Well, no matter. I'll be happy to tell you everything you need to know. Now, follow me, please. We need to talk somewhere in private.
Sure. Let's look at this. Ore merchants. Okay. I'm not reading that right now.
Where should I start looking?
Straight to the point. I like that. We know for a fact the silver must be getting lost somewhere on its way to the mint. That means it would be best to discreetly inspect all operations and find out where the problem is. First of all, you should ask miners from every shift how many corves they mine in a day. After that, we'll compare the numbers to the mine record books and see.
But the yields aren't the same every day, right?
True. That's why we have to focus on one particular day. For example, the other day, on the Feast of St. Petronilla, Foreman Fett was beaming and bragging to me about how much it helped. Mined out.
Couldn't I just ask Fett?
Fett's job is to count the corves and write the amount down in the mine book. He won't tell you any other number. We're interested in what the miners themselves have to say. They've no reason to hide anything. Nevertheless, the miners are a strange bunch. They might not be very forthcoming at first, and they have an odd way of speaking. Like calling each other Sonny, however old they are. But you'll hear for yourself. You
Yeah,
should
we know.
pretend to be really interested in them, and maybe they'll open up to you. You could be a scholar writing a treatise on silver mining, or perhaps a nobleman interested in buying a mine. Or just say I'm your distant uncle who's initiating you into the ins and outs of my job. It's up to you.
Man. Well, the miner's like a nobleman or a scholar or a nephew of their boss. We'll trust
I
scholar.
reckon I could pose as a curious scholar.
Suit yourself. Just don't change your story so you don't arouse suspicion. But to the point, each day 3 shifts work in the shaft. Each has its foreman, or gaffer, as they say. The first shift is led by Frank, the second by Paul, and the third by Samko. You'll have to ask each one of them how many corves they mined. Samko's hewers should be off work now. You'll find the other 2 shifts in the mine. Take this, so the guards will let you in. It's a letter of safe conduct bearing my seal, allowing you free movement within the mine.
And what are you going to do?
I'll return to the estate to do my job. What else? I reckon they must be wondering where I am by now. Once you find out how many corves the 3 shifts mined on the Feast of St. Petronilla, return to me. We'll compare that number to the entry in the mine book. And don't forget, don't draw attention.
All right, let's go through these then. About silver. Who owns the
Who
silver?
owns the silver that's mined here?
All the silver in the Kingdom of Bohemia belongs to the king, whether it's above ground or still below it. Though I'm sure you understand, the king has a lot on his mind, and he can't be expected to worry about mining. So he leases out the mining rights to his tenants. It's called the Burgergal. There's a lot of money in it. The tenants have to pay the king, and the king also receives a share of the pure silver from the smelting works. That's the royal tithe.
What is this path of silver, anyway?
It's the whole process, from digging the silver ore out of the ground and processing it, to minting silver coins. Silver is found in ore veins underground. The pitmen mine it and get it to the surface. The chief foreman of a gallery counts the corves, and the assayer estimates the purchase price of the ore for the smelter. The raw ore goes to the smelter, where it's crushed in a stamp mill before it can be purified by roasting. Roasted ore goes to the furnaces, where it's smelted into raw and then pure silver. Silver is then cast into rods about as thick as your little finger.
Can any silver get lost?
It can. And unfortunately, it does happen. It may be a capital offence, but even that won't deter everyone. Most often, a pitman tries to smuggle pieces of ore under his clothes. It doesn't end well. Nevertheless, the entire path of the silver, from the ore beneath the ground to minted coins, is closely guarded. Every step is recorded in the books, so if someone is stealing large quantities, they must have it pretty damn well figured out.
Who checks the royal share?
The royal mint master and his subordinates are responsible for collecting the royal share. That also means me and the shaft foreman. That is why every step of the path of silver is monitored and recorded, starting with how much ore is mined. The smelting works owners don't have to be monitored as closely, since they buy the ore from us. It's in their best interest to get the highest possible yield after deducting the royal share.
Who makes money from all this?
Everyone.
Everyone does. Pitmen get paid for mining in the shaft. Mine operators get paid for raw ore. The smelters then smelt everything, sell the pure silver, and deduct the raw tithe. The silver rubs off on the hands of anyone who even touches it. But there's still enough left over for the king.
Yeah, it's the thing is free commerce makes everyone wealthier.
Who owns the mines?
The king grants mining rights to his loyal subjects, and these leaseholders can rent out their privileges to other people. All sorts of people operate mines in Kuttenberg. Nobility, rich burghers, even the monastery. In fact, anyone with enough money to pay for new shafts to be dug can share in the proceeds.
Who's responsible for the mines?
The mines and the mint are supervised directly by the royal mint master, Ulrich Vervark von Neuhaus. As the steward, I'm his direct subordinate. I oversee that everything runs smoothly on his behalf. Then come the chief foreman, then the other foreman, and finally the ordinary pitmen in the shafts. But I don't come in contact with them very often. We follow the path of silver until the moment an ore merchant buys the ore from us and takes it to a smelter.
How much do the mines pay to the king?
That depends on whether it's a royal mine or a mine in the hands of a mining guild, meaning the leaseholders.
I thought all mines were owned by the king.
That's right. But it's much more profitable for the king to grant mining rights to rich mine operators. They bear the cost of mining themselves and pay him a share. The king receives 1/3 of the profits from his own mines, but only 1/5 from the leaseholders. That's how he gets what's his from all the mining.
What about the other 2/3 of the profits from the king's mines?
Those go towards the costs, of course. For operations, wages, and shaft security.
Who's responsible for the smelting works?
They have their own owners. They buy ore from us and smelt it into pure silver. Then, they deduct the royal tithe, and they can sell the rest. And not just silver. Processing the ore yields a variety of other materials that can be sold just as well.
What happens in the smelting works?
Each smelting shop has a stamp mill, a roasting pit, and a smelting furnace. The stamp mill is used to crush the ore into smaller pieces to make it easier to process. After that, the crushed ore is roasted in a roasting pit to remove most of the impurities. Finally, everything is smelted in a furnace to separate the pure silver from the slag.
So it's processed similarly to steel for smithing?
Yes, but in steelmaking, you don't have to weigh and record every step thrice.
Yeah. Not as much pure profit in steel, though it is highly valuable.
How are groschen made from the silver?
The royal share from the smelting works goes to the mint in the Italian court. There, the coiners hammer it out into silver sheets for cutting the coin blanks. Then, in the Italian court's preghouse, our minters cut out and punch new groschen.
How many mints are there in total?
Only the main one is left, the one in the Italian court. There used to be more of them throughout the kingdom, but King Wenceslas II united them all. It was he who contributed the most to the rise of the Prague groschen and the wealth of this region. And of course, his own wealth too.
Okay, lots and lots of stuff there. And yeah, we know Peter.
By the way, I've had the honour of meeting your brother, Peter.
Well, well. Small world.
He was a great help to us at Suchdol.
Even though we had some disagreements, I respect him for everything he succeeded in doing. If it weren't for him, I'd never have been able to do what I do.
All right, so that was a whole lot of conversation. And I assume we've got, new tasks to do here. All right, so I have Christian's letter, which will allow me to enter the mines. I'm going to ask Frank, foreman of the first shift, how many corves his sonnies mined on the Feast of St. Petronilla. I should talk to the leader of the second shift, Paul, about how many corves of ore his sonnies extracted on the Feast of St. Petronilla. And I'm supposed to ask the resting third shift foreman, Samko, how many corves of ore his sonnies mined. And H, that's the resting one, maybe. Just hover over and find out. That's Paul. Let's do the asking before we enter the mine.
Greetings. Good day.
Sir.
Foreman Frank?
What you looking for, Sonny? Can't you see we're hewing?
Sir Christian of Pisek sent me. I'm a student at the university in Prague.
I look like
Henry.
a student.
I'm writing a treatise on silver mining.
I didn't know you scribblers were interested in us ordinary yakkers, but you can't just amble around. You'll cap your creels.
I just have a few questions.
The more we gav, the less we gar. But make it snappy, man. What do you want to know, like?
What is the work of a miner really about?
What's it about? Bugger all, kidder. No great shakes. We gans through the roads, Bella. Hewing ore from rock in the dark and breathing in the stithe.
How exactly do you mine ore?
Bloody hell. Have you never seen a yakker graft, kid ya? You take a kevel and ding away at the rock till it crumbles. And if you keep ganning at it for a couple of years and don't croak from the stithe, then you'll keel over from exhaustion or get scrushed by the ceiling of the road you're hewing.
How do you get the ore outside?
Same way it's hewed, in the dark and in coves. On top of that, you spend a lot of the bloody time on all fours. Once you get out by with the corf, you get a tally, and you can get back in by.
How much do you get for your work?
I'll tell you, man. Them deputies up at bank make a howfing pile of chink. But us buggers, the ones doing all the graft, we earn a pittance.
Can you give me a more specific number?
Sometimes not even half a grosh in a cough. That's near way to make a living, man.
Oddly specific question here, but let's go for it.
I wonder, how much do you mine in a day?
That depends on how much ore you howk out of this or that face. It varies.
How much did you mine, say, on the Feast of St. Petronilla?
Listen, kidder. Aren't you a bit too curious? Why do you need to know that for? Them numbers won't be useful to nobody.
Spill it or I'll kick your arse. I need it for my treatise.
I really need to know it for my work. My treatise won't be complete without it. Est rerum omnium magister usus. Experience is the best teacher. And you have that experience.
Aye, well, a clever head but a gawk-handed, eh? Alright, I'll tell ya. It was a good gar on the Feast of St. Petronilla. Our yakkers hewed 36 corves.
Thanks.
Nah, thank ye. Now leave us to hew, Mara. We've got a lot of graft ahead of us. Take care.
Very good. All right. We got 36. Frank, the foreman of the first shift, told me was 36 on that day. So it looks like I is right inside, or right over here. He's sitting down. Ah. Hey there, Samko. How's it going?
Are you Foreman Samko?
Aye, I am. And who's asking?
My name is Henry. Stuart Christian sent me to you. I'm a student from Prague, and I'm writing a treatise on miners and mine operations.
Why should I care? Didn't you see we're off graft?
Sir Christian told me to ask about anything that interests me, and that you'll tell me.
Ah, Sonny, I'm so tired. I haven't even got the strength for gabbing. I wouldn't mind having a game of dice, but miners' rules. Then I'll tell you everything. What'd you say?
What's miners' rules? I guess the bet. I mean, dude, let's play.
All right, let's do it. I don't think I've played miners with a real miner before.
See? Kidder. There's a first time for everything. Let's crack on. Let the groschen roll.
Really enjoy these painted die. They seem to roll pretty good. And add more of them. Let's see. What else did we have? We had the favorable. Yeah, we'll do 2 favorable.
My respects.
So the favorable will roll 1s and 5s, and the painted should roll 5s. I don't know what the other stats are, but seems like a good combo. And firm it.
Oh, Fortuna, may the best player win.
Add a 6 and a 6 and a 6 and a 6 and a 1 and a 5. Great. Why do those not count? Score and continue.
Someone's
Yes.
throwing well.
$14.50. Throw again.
Have you lost your mind? You're gonna lose everything.
Got it. All right, that'll win. 1-1, go.
Curva.
Great game, Sonny.
Now will you tell me what I want to know?
Aye, ask away.
What is the work of a miner about?
Aye, that's a good question, Mara. Mostly about oaking. Any yakker'll tell you that. But proper rest is even more important than graft. You're as weak as a midgie without it.
So how do you rest?
Depends. Some have a kip, some a swally, some go whoring. As for me, I play dice.
How do you mine ore?
Either we're on hard rock, and then no one's hewing or we're hewing something soft, and then it goes grand. Only then there's not much silver in the ore, and you've got to smelt the out of it.
How much do you make doing this?
Don't even get me started. The chink's bad, and it's getting worse. Half a grosh and a cough is no.
How many corves did you mine on, say, the Feast of St. Petronilla?
I can tell you exactly. All the yakkers were working, and we were getting along nicely. We managed to hulk 34 corves without skimping on hame time. First time in ages, that was.
That's all I need to know.
If you need out else, feel free to drop by.
Okay, so we got 34 and 36. Can't read that, huh? Horseradish. Look at there. All right, next up. H. Let's run down to see about H. He may be resting though. Oh, don't fall in the hole. That would be bad.
Oh, you fool.
He's underground, isn't he? He's underground. Guess what? Miners mine underground. That's how mines work. All right. Well, I guess we get to go in then. Wonder if there's anything else I can.
Glad to see polite people like you. God be with you. God be with you.
I'm hungry apparently. Food. Works for me. Housewife. Oh, we have a blacksmith here. How about that?
What would you like?
Show me your wares.
Doesn't have much good stuff so far. Yeah, that's not much that I care for. Anything that I can sell. I think I sold everything, but let's just scroll through. You could sell that. He doesn't have enough to buy it. Yeah, what can you do? Apparently not much. I'm sorry, that was rude. Is this where I go in? So far, just straight. Frank, you're just sitting there. All right, we're gonna work our way, hugging the right wall. Or not. Maybe we'll just go this way and see if it leads us to... Watch your language, sir. Maybe we'll go back and hug this right wall. Going up. Miner. You can hear the wind through there. Looks like a problem. All right. Looks like I need to go that way. But I'm gonna poke my head around here real quick. Something up here. Where have we gone? Oh yeah, we're just going all over the place underneath here. This goes up. This was the hole we saw up top, maybe? I don't know. Dead end. Alright. We'll go back down this way. Kind of followed the map marker. Or the compass marker, I guess. Did we find him? Yes, we did. Praying. Nothing.
Are you Foreman?
Just want to
Paul?
check.
Hey! You walk like a ghost, kidder.
No,
You
no, I
gave me
don't.
a bit of a fright there. Hold on. I don't know ye. Who are you? And what are you doing so deep in the pit?
My name's Henry. Sir Christian sent me. I'm a student at the university in Prague, and I'm writing a thesis on the life and lot of miners. Are you praying? Why?
The day before the feast of St. Petronilla, a kidder was hawking here. Young jaybird, a young'un, still wet behind the ears. We dinged the berg, set it ablaze, all good. He took a mell, battered the fault, and the props spangued out. It all came crashing down on him. Done him right in, it did.
That's awful. Sorry about your friend.
He weren't just me marrow, he were my blood. I raised him from a nipper since my sister died. He kept begging me to take him on a shift, saying he was strong as a horse. Wouldn't it take no like? And now, I can't forgive myself.
Come on, it wasn't your fault. Accidents happen. It's God's will.
I suppose you're right. Will you pray with me for his soul one last time?
Sure.
Aye. I'll pray with you.
You're a canny lad. Repeat after me. Almighty and merciful God, our Father, you are the giver of gold, silver, bronze, copper.
Almighty and merciful God, our Father, you are the giver of gold, silver, bronze, copper, tin, iron, and all ores and metals. I ask that you bless my brother, who has died in this mine. And may your holy angels save his soul from damnation. Bring his soul to eternal glory through our Lord, our Saviour and Redeemer, Jesus Christ. Amen.
Be it done unto me according to thy word. Hail Mary, and the word was made flesh and dwelt among us.
So, are you going to answer me now?
Aye. Thanks for praying with me. Ask a boot out.
Ask a boot out.
What is the work of a miner about?
What it's about? It's about you in the face and hauling the ore to the bank in coves. Over and over again. Proper graft, that. Can be real dodgy, mind. Might even do you in.
Are deaths in the mine common?
Aye. But every death in the shaft is a waste. Whether it's in a crumple or black damp. Unfortunately, we still bury a yakka or two a month, you know. That's life like.
How is the ore mined?
First, we have to survey the shaft and find ore. Then the place gets scored and set ablaze. We set up timber around. The hewers take their tools and start dinging rock and hewing ore. Nothing to it.
How much do you make doing this?
Depends on how much we hawk. How hard the rock is, how much ore's in it. It's not really worth it though. Half a grosh and a corf isn't much of a fight.
So how many corves did you mine, say, on the Feast of St. Petronilla?
That weren't a good day. Nobody was in the mood for ganning on after what happened to Jaybird. But even so, we managed to hawk 30 corves.
That's all I need to know.
Wish you well, my friend. All right, what do we have on our journal? Just to go back. We have 36, 34. That's 70 plus 30. That's 100 on that day. All right, so I got everything I could from the miners. I should report back to Christian. Let's see if we can go out through this ladder that we found over here. That could be faster than trying to navigate back out of these mines. I want to know what's over here. Water getting deep. Just a dead end. Looks that way. I have no idea. Okay, we came in this way. We passed that on the same side, so let's go this way maybe? Unless it's a reused asset, in which case I'm gonna be totally lost. I remember that little place that looked like it had fallen in. Alright. Some strange witchcraft going on over here. Is this the exit?
I'm sorry.
Made it. Yay.
You silly mutt. Here you go. Take it.
We're on a hill. He ain't gonna get it. Can I stop staring at Mutt? Thank you. Alright. He is upstairs, looks like. I don't know how to get up there. Probably should take the stairs. Who are you? War merchant Herman. Like, it's not that late. Why is everyone asleep? Wake up.
Damn it! Let me sleep. Come back in the morning.
Ius Regali Montanorum the First? Yeah, lots and lots of stuff. I see. Yeah, don't see anything interesting. Well, do you have a bed I could sleep in then? Alright, let's go get on the horse and then we'll go find a bed.
What are you doing, Whistler?
All right, it's right up the road to Grund. Should be northeast. That would be this way.
God!
I don't remember if we bought a bed here or not, but we're about to find out. Seriously, Pebbles, you just run around the outside there.
God!
I have a quest giver over here. Go talk to them. It's at the tavern, where we should have a bed. I do remember.
Aye, and Sigismund's lounging about in the monastery, shagging the nuns while we suffer.
That's impossible.
Not only is it possible, I'd expect to go in for that. She's never won.
I'll gaze it and keep.
Shitty. Absolutely shitty, just so you know. Exactly same shit as yesterday. And I can't wait to see how shitty it's going to be tomorrow.
I remember editing these lines, as you might imagine.
What happened?
Ugh. A pack of filth has taken a liking to my tavern. They come in here like they own the place. Make a mess and steal. They hold nothing sacred. The poor women have to lock themselves away. They're godless swine.
And the guards do nothing about it.
Phew. Without orders, they won't do a thing. And Lord Buresh, who pulls the strings round here, may be a good customer, but won't lift a finger as the year is long.
Then how many of them are there? Maybe I could help you get rid of them. For a few groschen.
Lad, you'd need a company of pikemen for that. There's only 6 or 7 that come in here. But I hear they have a camp in the woods. And who knows how many of them are there?
Though a large band.
A band of brutes, led by a fella they call Eggman. And he's a right brute. Former soldier, they say.
Eggman? What kind of a name is that?
They say he can crack your head open like an egg with a single blow. But I figure it's because he stinks like a rotten egg. Got breath like a beggar's ballsack. I can always smell his band coming a mile away.
I'll take care of that riffraff.
By yourself? What are you gonna do?
These bands usually don't last long without a leader. I suspect if I get rid of Eggman, the others will leave you be.
Damn it, lad. You certainly have some courage. Taking them on alone, but if you managed, it would help me greatly.
You said something about a camp where they hide. Do you know where it is?
Yeah. They're always yelling at me to go and get them there. You've got the balls. You must go northwest from the village, across a stream and then around the big yard where the smelters are. A bit further, still in the same direction, there's a little woods in the middle of a meadow. That's where those bastards hide.
Hold on. I know that camp.
Really?
And there used to be an odd group there. Also bandits, led by a fellow with an arrow in his head. But they're long gone. Your Eggman must have occupied it after them.
Well, excellent. Then you know where to go. But there's still one more thing. I got myself a little potion. I wanted to pour it into their drinks. Next time those swine show themselves. You know what I mean, right? Let's get rid of them. Maybe you'll find it handy.
Fine. I'll take it. Anything else?
Yeah. Once you take care of Eggman, bring me some proof. Not that I don't trust you, just so I can sleep calmly at night.
Fear not. I'm thorough at my work. And what kind of proof do you have in mind?
I'll leave that up to you. You'll certainly think of something. Just don't bring me any cut-off ears. Got it? So, good luck.
Not like the sheep. Something rotten. Kill Eggman. Sorry. All right. Well, that's a good stopping point. Where is this at? Oh yeah, not far at all. Okay, so we're gonna pause here and we will go and hunt Eggman in the next one. Be sure you subscribe so you don't miss out on that fun. And we will pick it up from here next time. Until then, be good.
Come here,